This is everything I know about day trading that is useful, at least. I've been through loads of different strategies, loads of different ways of viewing the markets, loads of different risk plans, loads of different ways of trying to make money in the markets, whether that be through funded, live accounts. I tried bots, funds that you put your money into, people that you'd copy their trades. I've tried everything pretty much, to be honest, and then I've landed where I am now, which is the way that I'm going to explain today. And that's the useful things I know about day trading, is the one that worked for me. So I'm only going to be explaining the one that worked for me. I don't know how you did it, or how your mates have done it, or how you want to do it, or how loads of other people do it, but this is the way that I do it. For me, step one, right? I don't care if it's my plan or TJR's plan or Umar Ashraf's plan. I don't care, mate. You need a plan, okay? So number one is you need a plan. And that plan is, I'm not just talking about a model. No. Let's go over here and let's talk about what I'm talking about. How many years are you willing to sacrifice by having an ego? And what I mean by this is, let's use some context, okay? Let's use another game. Let's use the game of being an athlete, okay? The game of being an athlete, you need an ego, yeah? You need to be a killer. You need to be competitive. You need to want to be the best in the world. You need to want to put in max input to get the max output. That's what you need to be. You need to have an ego. You need to have that killer. In trading, we do not need an ego. That shit is pretty much only negative, unless it comes to being ambitious about the amount of funding that you want to get, or the account scale, and the ego towards discipline. If it's an ego towards discipline, that is savage. That is what I personally have in this game. But you cannot have an ego normally, okay? Because you cannot want to be better than someone else. You cannot want to put in max input to get max output, because that doesn't work in trading. Input does not equal output in trading. My most profitable months are when I've traded the least and spent the least time on trading and actually focused on other shit. Okay? So, don't have an ego. That also means when you're listening to educators, okay, and I'm not even saying myself, maybe even guys who've been educating for way longer than I have, yeah, these serious guys, you need to drop your ego and listen to them in order to take on the advice that they're putting out. If you're just watching videos, right, and you're planning on not listening to it, why have you even clicked on the video anyway? Or at least to consider the information. Some of you guys just think like, oh nah, I'm not even going to track my trades because I just know that the strategy that I'm doing works. Bruh. That's what I did. I was following TJR's model back in the day. Just trade it, bro. I'll just trade it. It works. I'm doing it right. You're missing the point every time. Same with the backtesting. You boys just don't think that you need to do it. Like a guy in my Discord recently, I'm not going to call him out, but he's an OG. He only recently started collecting data and backtesting his model because he was actually thought, that's all bullshit, he's above it. He would always be lighthearted about, nah, fuck it, I don't do it. Just trade in it. And it's not exactly like he was a bad trader, but it's when the wheels fall off the tracks. You can't get them back on as easy when you don't have data. Okay? When your model isn't doing what it usually does, even when you're following the right steps, that is what's the make or break it for a long-term trader. Happened to me. Yeah? November. Okay? November. And I will wrap this up, don't worry. November. October. Worst ever month. By far. Lost every day of the month other than maybe 2 days. Because I was finding more positions. I was increasing my trade frequency. There was still the model, but I was trading more. I was putting more input. Yeah? Literally lost so much, bro. My model had the worst ever month. So do you know what I did? My mental got rattled. I'd never had a bad period. Bro, ever since I changed to mechanical trading, I was just Mr. J Printy. It just worked. And I just thought, sound. Didn't really have many losing periods. More than a week, no. Always get like at least a win a week. 3R. You know what I mean? And when I had that losing period in October, frankly, it shocked me. And guess what? I did a little, but I didn't have as much backtested data. I was journaling every trade, but I didn't have as much backtested data. I didn't know what my model performed at on the 2-year, maybe on other pairs. I had nothing. I just traded GUEU, US 100. Fuck it. Fixed model, fixed risk. It fucking worked. Didn't need to overcomplicate it. Just keep it simple. But then when the wheels came off the track, I just thought, oh my god, I got shocked. I said, you know what? I had two 100k fundeds at the time, and I hadn't traded on my IC... Oh, balloons. And I hadn't traded on my IC Markets account yet. That was just sitting there getting built up. 50% of my payouts I put into live account. So I was like, well, I don't want to lose these 100k's. These have been paying me the FTMOs. Important accounts. So I thought, right, I'm going to take a break and a step back. I'm going to wait to trade on live. Funded, passed. Until I pass another account. So I need to pass a fresh account, and once I pass a fresh account, then I'll think I'm worth it. And then I'll trade on those accounts. So I took a break from the past accounts. Obviously I had two 100k's. I took a break from those because I was a bit shaken by this period. So then from halfway through October until the start of February, I was trading for free. Essentially, I was just trading on evals, yeah? And then at the start of Feb, I passed a fresh 100k FTMO, so then I started trading everything again. If I was to have traded my lives through that period that I took a break, I would have made maybe $18,500 extra. But I took a break because my mental couldn't handle that losing period. So when I go through losing periods again, I now have it journaled. I now have backtested data to know what to do. I now know to never, ever take a step back from trading the live accounts, regardless of what happens, because the way I trade with probabilities. I know what my shit looks like on the spreadsheet, and if I was to go on my spreadsheet and I took like 2 weeks off, I could miss fucking 6R in wins, easy. And then that fucks up your whole probability, because then down the line, you're a certain amount of drawdown more. So then you're failing accounts earlier, or you're passing accounts later, so then you're not getting payouts earlier. And obviously the vice versa can happen as well. So, anyway, off that topic, but yes, what this links into, and I'm sorry that was a weave there, but what this links into here is, if you keep having an ego, if you keep not collecting data, if you keep not journaling, if you keep not listening to the people that have already done what you want to do, then how many years are you willing to sacrifice for that? Because for me, I sacrificed 1 year. 1 year I had an ego in the markets, dropped the ego, copied a strategy of my mate Ollie, who worked in this online business that I also worked at the time. Copied his strats. I was like, you know what, this TJR shit, I'm not saying TJR doesn't work, but for me, this TJR shit, this like discretionary shit, for me, I just can't be disciplined enough to have choice on what confluences and timeframes I'm using on that day. So I'm just going to go copy the exact strategy that this guy does that I know, because I know he's had payouts, and then I'll be profitable. Did it, and I was profitable. I swear down. The same month, just started winning. Maybe it was good timing as well, but cop trade Zeller, no ad, 20% off, Berg, check out, code Berg. No, I literally used them. I used them back then, and I only just got this code, so. But I cop trade Zeller, so it auto-journaled for me, so it made it easier, making my life easier. All I did on TradeZilla was I uploaded 3 screenshots into the attachments, all the buyers timeframes, then another screenshot for the entry, then another screenshot for after the entry's done, so SL or TP, then I wrote a bit of notes and I did a playbook. And then I collected data and data and data, and now I know my win rates, and now I know what variables to change to get better win rates. And you're not doing it. So how many years are you willing to sacrifice just from that alone? Okay? So then when you destroy that, then you'll move over to, I'll show you what this one you'll move over to here. You go to JPrinter. Once you start dropping your ego in the markets, you're going to actually start making some money, mate. You're going to start passing accounts. You're going to start at least growing some sort of investment that you've now put into the game. Yeah? Which leads me on to this. And this is my plan. So we'll call it the PP. Yeah? We'll call it and we'll put it in small letters here, the payout plan. Boom, rude. Yeah? Let's go over to here though for the payout plan. So the payout plan, yeah, boom, we got arrow, then we got another arrow, and then let's say we got a 100% here. Yeah, and let's just say we get a bandy, yeah? 1 band. Yeah, $1,000. Yeah? We have 1 band. What do we do? Okay, where do we go with that band? First of all, yeah, I'm putting instantly 50% into a live account. Okay? Now, For me, I use IC Markets because they're just the most reputable one, and if it's my money, I kind of want a reputable one. You can use C-Trader and shit, it fucking works, so no issues there. So 50% of it, live account, because bro, in this past month, I've made $21,000 on my live account, and I've made no money from funded evals and funded past accounts and shit. So, you know what I mean? It's because the rules are different. You can go deeper in drawdown, so which gives you a way more likelihood of obviously coming back up eventually because if your model's profitable, you know what I mean? Whereas on that deep drawdown, you've just failed your live account on funded. So that's what I'm saying. You've just failed that funded live, and you just failed that eval. Whereas on your live, doesn't fail nothing. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, 50% into live accounts, 20%. 20% into new fundeds, yeah, and then 30% you, okay, and you do what the fuck you want with that. What I haven't included in here, yeah, is taxes, because me personally, I'm obviously, you know what I mean, you gotta explore your own tax structure, mate. You just obviously, if you're printing enough, you just go Dubai, mate. If you're from the UK, it's just the easiest way, which is what I'm going to be doing way too soon, that for my own good, but I do really like Thailand at the moment. But I am going to go Dubai because it's actually not as expensive as I thought, and I thought I was just going to be wasting loads of money living there because I'm trying to like live cheap, stack, like with this live, and this is why I like, you know what I mean, because I'm just refunneling it and all into this, and then obviously this. Okay, boom. 30% you. I think 30% is enough, mate. And you should already be trying to explore, if you're trading, like, I think you should be trying to explore other methods of making money as well. Like getting a socials, start a socials up or something, start creating an audience and maybe run a brand or something, because when you're trading, it's going to be like this. Yeah, wait a sec. When you're trading, yeah, and then we'll put like your model, yeah, depending on your model, is going to be like this. This is trading, because this is just trading, mate. This is trading with a model that, like, for instance, 1 to 3 RR, yeah? When your model is winning like this, and this is why a lot of you guys strategy hop, because you just move strategy in this period. So in this period here, you guys just dip off your strategy. You know what I mean? I swear down, like, a lot of people do this, bro. But what you're not understanding is, this is where you make the most money. You'll hop on a model, yeah? And you'll get some good results when you start. Then it'll mellow out. Then you might even start losing. Then you'll start thinking, shit, this model's actually wank. It's not for me. It's so bad. Then, this is what happens, bro. I swear down. Like, it's not actually fugazi. Like, it looks fucking bullshit, but, like, this is my experience with trading. So, for instance, yeah? This is when you start taking payouts. So, like, for instance, if your account, yeah, and this is what most people do wrong. If your account is starting to rip on your fundeds, this is why you need multiple fundeds. Have an account where you just take profits really early, bro. Just collect early. You know what I mean? You go in like one trade payout, one trade payout. On others, you want to run it up, yes, because the exponential could be so high. But on some accounts, bro, you're going to want to be taking profit like here. Do you know what I mean? As you get into the second that you cross over, all right, I'm taking now. You're going to want to do that, bro, because you need to pay for this period. You need to pay for this period, and if you don't pay for this period, then you're going to be unprofitable. Being profitable if you're just playing off fundeds is money spent on evals, yeah? Well, it's money made from fundeds, like past, minus the money spent on evals. So, payouts, minus the money spent on evals. If you don't have certain accounts, yeah, that are just collecting early to at least cover cost, then I think you're playing the game wrong. You're missing out, bro, because I have like accounts where I'll just literally have a really shallow target in mind. So when my balance crosses over X, I'll just take. And then I'll have accounts that I'll just leave running. And then that's where you get your bigger payouts. But in these periods here, don't also have the same mindset as just hold. Once again, we've already taken profit. You're taking profit here, bro. Okay, then you have your pullback and balance. So on your bigger account, you've taken profit on your small, on your bigger account, you get a retrace, you sit here, you maybe come back up, and maybe you go back to break even on the account that you're just getting big payouts on. Okay. But at least you've had one that you've collected early. This is why I always run minimum 2. That's why I have 2 100Ks. You know what I mean? You want to run, and this was all alluding to, running minimum, right? Just run 2 accounts. For this reason. Okay? And this is when you start passing, guys. Okay? I'm not saying if you haven't passed your first one, just chill the fuck out. But I'm saying run 2 accounts so you can do like the, let's call it the late and the early. You got the early account where you still, whoa. You're still doing fixed rules. Hopefully. You're still letting it hit your TP. I'm just talking about in terms of balance. So one of your accounts, you're just 1 trade payout. One of them you might literally just running the fuck up, mate. Alright? So, have 2 accounts, okay? Because this shit is so fucking useful, mate. And also try get accounts with loads of different firms. You know what I'm saying, boys, okay? Like fucking ACG or something. Code Berg, 20% off. No, or FTMO, or Top Step. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. I use all of them anyway. I don't just use ACG. I use fucking all of them, mate. Because that's the whole fucking game. You just gotta scale, mate. And being the best day trader you can, in my opinion, is living low cost, scaling the fuck up, and then using a small percentage of what you've scaled the fuck up to level up. I swear down, that's what I'm going to do. And other than, obviously, like, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, like, I need to get a GT3 RS and that. That's obviously just that's the lowest bar. Then we'll collect that and then we'll chill the fuck out. But yes, this is the game, alright? So please collect profits, bro, alright? I don't know how long this video's been running. I hope it's not too long. Because I've not really gone over much, but I'm trying to go really deep on these topics, if that makes sense. And then this is going to be the next one, yeah? Wait a sec. Bad mental. Yeah? You got 2 paths. You can either... You got 2 paths, yeah? You can either... You can either become an egoless, stoic savage, and then you can have a good mental, yeah? Then you can have a good mental, or you can just trade mechanical. It's simple, really, mate. Do you want me to explain, or do you already know? I'm going to explain anyway. Bad mental, you become an egoless, stoic savage, you now have a good mental, because you don't care about the result, and you're just trading your model. Yeah, you're consistent with your reads, your definitions are consistent in your brain, and then you make profits, mate. Yeah? Or you have a bad mental and then you let the model trade for you, and this is not a bot, this is just you having a clearly defined plan that has no room for any sort of perception or judgment. So your plan is, has there been a break of structure? Let's say, this is really simple, but has there been a break of structure? Yeah? Or no, well, even on a discretionary, you'd have a definition for a break, surely. So for instance, for my bias on one of my full mechanical models, the bias is find the nearest break of structure from the fractal, yeah, so the significant highs and lows, and whatever that break of structure is, that's your bias. It's bullish, break of structure to the upside, you're bullish. Break of structure to the down, you're bearish. That model has swing low, 37% win rate, swing high, 42% win rate with like 3 risk to reward average on the year. On like all the pairs that we trade. You don't need to overcomplicate it, boys. You're trading way too complicated. Just let the model do the talking, yeah? I'm not saying my model, I'm just saying a model. If you're trading mechanical, find a mechanical model. And then when it loses, guess what? Well, there was a 4-hour BOS close, so I couldn't have exactly done anything else. Well, the entry, every checklist was done, and there's no room for any budge, really. So, by the model doing the trades for you, I mean, the model decides what you're going to do, and you just do it. And you just never do anything else. And it's profitable, mate. So, I don't know why you're trying to go this really hard route, personally. If you have a bad mental, just trade mechanically. Like, what the fuck, mate? Just to wrap up this video, it's as much value as I could cram in those minutes. And what you notice about how I'm speaking about these topics is I'm making sure I'm covering all the context for you guys. To wrap up this video, boys, just a last bit of fire for you. A last bit of golden knowledge is that we have the fucking free Discord, mate. The free Discord is in the link below. Alright? Because I'm trading in there, people that are trading the tap and barrel model, people that think exactly the same way that I've just displayed there, we're all in the free Discord, mate. Alright? And there's just no barriers to entry. Everyone loves to help each other and shit. Like, it's a no-brainer, boys. It's a no-brainer. And if you want me personally to help you, then just go on WAP and just type in Berg trades. And you'll find me, mate. I'm not really even going to link that, because if I link it, more people click on it. If I tell you about it, less people click on it, and less people actually, like, are going to go through and do that. But the quality is going to be better on the people that I just tell about, because if you really want me to help you, then you'll fucking search this on your own, mate. You know what I mean? You're going to be competent enough to use Google. Anyway, boys, peace, love, and unity. Happy trading. Boom.